The thing is, we can always cut this. Yeah. Okay. Anyways, okay. Welcome to episode 7 of the Multitap podcast. I'm Jason Draper. Beside me, we have.
I'm AJ.
I'm Cleo McDermott.
I'm Paul Meyer.
And I'm Amanda DeLue.
Yeah, we don't have Colby. He's making video games and stuff and getting really rich without us.
He's being, productive, and we're making a podcast that goes on the internet.
You know what? This is productive.
This is.
Colby's
you don't think that we're producing things?
Colby's listening to this right now.
This is the definition of.
Are we live streaming this?
Okay. AJ, what do we have going on this week?
This week, we got fuck all. I mean, instead, we have honestly no clue. Dishonored. Skyrim? Fuck, I don't know.
It's a slow news week, guys, okay?
We'll follow it up with what the fuck have you been doing? And then random other shit in between.
Okay, well, in actual video game news, so...
We have nothing.
There's stuff.
Is there?
The NES Classic has launched today. No one has it. Like, people are reselling it for a lot of money.
Isn't Sega Genesis also, like, re-upping, too?
Yeah.
Are they?
Oh, yeah. Is that your counter news?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I could go on for a little while about that if you want
Please
to talk
do.
about
Okay,
it.
well,
Let's
for
do
Amanda,
that.
who doesn't know what this is, Cleo, explain what is the NES Classic?
Well, honestly, I don't know.
Okay.
What's the Sega
I'll
one?
do it. Okay, so
yeah, you do the Nintendo one. I'll do the Sega.
So the NES Classic, it's like a handful of Nintendo's best games from the Nintendo Entertainment System. So you got your basic Mario, Donkey Kong, the whole thing is on there. And they all put a bunch of things in this little game or little box, and it sold out really quick, and people are really mad. And it's $60, and they're really mad that it's not there. Anyways, Claire, go ahead.
Okay, so some background information. There's a company called Tectoy
Okay.
in Brazil.
In Brazil.
They've been around for a very long time, and they specialize in Sega stuff. And apparently, Sega was huge in Brazil. No idea why. There were games released for the Sega Master System and Sega Genesis, which were only released in Brazil.
Okay.
Apparently, it's because Tectoy actually manufactures stuff there, so it's much cheaper to do that than importing things.
Okay.
So anyway, Tectoy is still going on today, and they make new retro consoles and things.
Okay.
But they recently announced that they will be re-releasing the Sega Genesis as it was originally produced, with the addition of an SD card slot, which apparently allows it to really easily emulate games on it. But
So
the
the
most
system that people liked less is going to be available.
well, that's arguable.
Is it? The NES was superior. Mario's better than
Hey,
Sonic.
go fuck yourself.
Mario's better than Sonic.
It's my
Amanda, is
my
Mario
one
better than
input.
Sonic?
Yes.
Yes. Amanda said Mario's better than Sonic. She doesn't even play
It's
video
the end of the
games.
Multitap podcast.
Jason,
this will be our last
this,
episode.
This war ended like decades ago.
Yeah.
Let it go, man.
Now Sonic's in the ground. Anyways, so let's move on.
And Mario keeps getting reiterated on and not improved whatsoever.
Mario's pretty good.
I do have a question about the
Go ahead.
Sega Genesis
Yeah.
system. If it's just as powerful as it was back in the day, does that mean it's really cheap this time around?
Well, not necessarily.
Oh.
First of all, possibly the most interesting thing about this is not just another company releasing, a retro console or something like the Retrons or something. They got Sega's approval to actually release this as an official Sega Genesis re-release. So they are actually back in production as they were originally released, except with the addition of an
What are
SD
the
card
best
slot.
Sega Genesis games? Why would I want this?
Okay, NBA Jam is amazing.
Okay.
This is true.
I personally think a lot of the Sonic games are amazing, but I can't recommend those to you, so we'll skip over that.
They're okay.
Okay.
Sonic's okay. He's never been good, but he's been okay.
We'll move on. There are lots of others. Really, there's just so many. There's one called Battletech, which is like a mech game and is really fun, especially two-player. Lots of spaceship shooters. Biohazard Battle is extremely difficult. And I'd need a list because I'm already forgetting stuff. But yes.
Lots of stuff.
Yeah.
Is there any more information on the Nintendo that we can talk about?
Not on the Nintendo. However, there is something I do want to talk about. Black Friday's coming up, guys. Has anyone looked into the Black Friday ads?
No.
I'm broke.
What's your opinion on Black Friday, AJ?
I went for the first time last year and got a PS4 for basically the price that it is now.
Okay.
So,
Was it worth?
I mean, not really.
Where'd you go to get your PS4?
Where do you think? Best Buy, the place that you work.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Amanda, what about you? Black Friday?
I personally have never been Black Friday shopping.
You've never been Black Friday shopping?
Ditto.
Why not?
Too many people.
Too many people?
If
But
you go
the
at like
savings.
4 o'clock in the morning, it's fine.
Yeah.
No big deal.
Yeah, no big deal.
If there's anyone looking to pick up an Xbox One S, I know Dell.com is having a really crazy one.
Man, why would you ever get an Xbox One S?
Well, if you want, whatever.
Paul,
It's
how about you
200.
explain to us why fuck Xbox?
Oh, do you want to hear about why Xbox is terrible?
Oh my
Actually, yes.
gosh.
Well, it's basically a computer that's more expensive than it needs to be that doesn't do as many things as a computer. In fact, I think it does so many less things.
Mm-hmm.
Name a game that you can only get on Xbox One that you can't get on PC.
Oh, not anymore, considering now that any game that comes out on Xbox One is on the Microsoft Store.
So why would you even ever bother getting an Xbox when you could plug your
because-
Xbox controller directly into your computer?
Because people are lazy.
Because Dell.com has an Xbox for $250, and you can't buy a gaming PC for $250 with 2 games.
I guess
In that
that's true.
situation, in that one very particular situation, yeah, sure,
So
why
the
not just buy a
situation of
fucking
Black
shitty
Friday.
console?
No, there's only 2 games that getting an Xbox is worth it for. One of them is Sunset Overdrive, which was pretty good.
Yeah,
it's
I guess,
nothing
yeah.
right like it's a game.
It's a game. It felt like a lot like Jet Set Radio.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I thought it made my Xbox like less of a
Waste.
paperweight. And Halo. If you're okay with the new Halo
Except
games, which
the new Halo is coming out on PC, so
yeah,
there's no
and,
reason
and
anymore.
so basically Xbox is dead to me. It will forever be.
So Black Friday sucks, basically. You guys don't like Black
Oh
Friday?
wait, no, I've got so much more to talk about with Black Friday.
Okay, continue, Paul.
Black
Tell me.
Friday. People don't even save money on Black Friday.
Okay.
You know what?
Why not?
You know why you got? Well, actually, no. You got a PlayStation. But the reason that Xboxes are selling for extra cheap on Black Friday is because Black Friday is a time for the department stores to get rid of all of the products that aren't selling, and so they sell them at cost to make room for more things. And then on top of that, they sell other things at profit. And so what ends up happening is Black Friday, like you don't really actually get any good deals on Black Friday.
Yeah, they just flood you with numbers, and a lot of the times, like if you look at I know the Steam charts, there are times where games will go on sale for 50% off during the rest of the year, and then during the Black Friday sale that they do, they market it up as yeah, this game is 33% off. This is the first time it's ever been on sale. What? And then it's just people make a big deal about it, and they spend, and all of a sudden that game has 100% more sales than it normally has.
Yeah.
They oversell.
And so Black Friday just incredibly bad. And as usual, I have a video to recommend that elaborates more on this. And it comes from a channel that I've recommended before, NerdWriter1. He does a lot of good videos, and he has an excellent video on...
The video's in the description for any of those who want to check it out.
Yes, and it is... it's a great video on why Black Friday is not actually good for the consumer at all. You really shouldn't.
But if you are interested in Black Friday, Battlefield 1 is going to be $30. If you're a Gamers Club member at Best Buy, it's $20. You can get Battlefield 1 for $20. If you want to get Skyrim for $20, that's a thing too. I know Titanfall 2 at Walmart is going to be $35, and any other...
Are these all physical copies?
Yes, they're all physical copies.
That's our word from the Monopoly man over there.
You know what? Black Friday, it has a special place in my heart. I like it. Not for the fact that you get stuff cheap, but for the competition that exists with Black Friday, right? I have several stories throughout my youth, just growing up and going to Black Fridays where because my brother is a football player, and I'm a video game nerd. So he does the physical stuff. Cuz at Walmart, my big issue is fights don't usually erupt at Black Friday at retailers except for Walmart because of the way that they do it. So here's the thing. Walmart is the sport of Black Friday, essentially, right? Because Best Buy is pretty boring. You line up, you get ticketed items for the fancy stuff, you just walk through the store, whatever's left, if you want it, you get it. At Walmart, they do this special thing where throughout the day, they have these crates with tarps on them, and when the hour hits, they pull the tarp off, and there's no line. You just grab whatever's on the pallet, and if you get it, you get it. And they just pull the tarp off, and then you go, right? So growing up, like when Black Friday was it was almost in its infancy with all these videos and stuff, like they'd pull the tarp off, my brother would go through, just like push everyone over, and then I would grab everything and then peace out. And we did this for years, right? Not for the sake, like, we got XCOM for like $20 when it first came out and like all that. And like, I never really played XCOM, but I participated in the sport of Black Friday, and that's why I'm like okay with this, because like as a sport, it definitely has a special place to exist, I think. But you guys don't have any crazy Black Friday stories?
No.
At all?
No.
I don't go.
It's okay.
I don't like the competition.
It's
Yeah.
okay.
I don't like spending thousands of dollars
Oh,
That too.
in one go.
Yeah, I just don't really like shopping that much.
Yeah.
really?
Yeah,
You're talking
online
about-
shopping has been great.
Yeah.
To be
Yeah.
fair, for the
Buying
more expensive
online
items,
games.
it's always shitty stuff. So like the Surface at Best Buy is going to be $600 instead of like $1,000 or whatever, but it's a really crappy version with like an M processor. And then like we're getting rid of like our computers for like $100 that have like an AMD A6 in them. So they're really bad. And like the ones that are on a really good discount, they're all older processors. So like the laptops that are like a couple $100 off, they're all actually 5th generation processors, despite the fact it says i5. They're not really the i5s that we're getting today. So they're not the 7th generation. They're 2 gens behind. Performance isn't as good. Battery life isn't as good. They're just not good machines, like you guys were saying.
And that's why Black Friday's bad.
When are they gonna like introduce new descriptors beyond i5, i7, i9?
I just
Wait, there's
like,
i9s now? Has there always been i9s?
Yeah.
I thought i7
not
was
that
as
I'm
high as
aware
it
of.
went.
Or wait, does it go i3,
It was
i5,
i3,
i7?
i5,
i3,
i7.
i5, i7.
Oh, I was
yeah.
getting confused
So-
because nobody gets i3s anymore.
Yeah. The way that they
Those
do
are
it,
discontinued.
it's not
basically.
generation based where you see like an i5 and then there's numbers after
Yeah,
it.
i5 generation 5.
Yeah,
But, like,
it'll be like 5,000 and then a bunch of numbers, and the numbers mean what variation of that is. And then they have like an HQ or U after it. U means it's a dual core. HQ means it's a quad core, and they have different variations of performance and stuff. But right now, Intel is just making the numbers game higher, which is kind of interesting, especially with the new products coming out. Because the MacBook that we talked about last week is on a 6th generation i5, despite the fact we're on the 7th generation.
I mean, I feel like it's a marketing scheme that you could use.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you just labeled it something like, oh yeah, this is the i13 processor, people are going to lose their shit because, holy shit, it's a higher number. It must be a lot better than the old ones.
Yeah,
Like, bada bing, bada boom, you got sales.
for
That's
sure.
just the way that I see it. And I don't know. It just gets kind of confusing when you're saying like, yeah, it's the i5 processor,
Yeah.
but it's the old ones. It's not the new ones.
If
like,
it says
what?
Intel, I think people just like it at this point because they're like, "Oh, my IT guy said Intel's good,
Oh,
so I'm here
oh.
for Intel."
I was an IT guy, and I'd like to say that Intel is good. I
Yeah.
prefer Intel to AMD. I do.
Hey, what's in that computer that we're running right now?
It's in i7 actually.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Awesome.
Intel.
Yeah.
Here, okay, interesting. All right, let's move
I'd
on
rather-
from Black Friday. What else is going on? So
Dishonored got released.
yeah, some video games came out.
No one's played Dishonored yet.
Call of Duty came out.
Oh, that got some massive shit reviews on PC
Yeah,
because they decided to split their player base
Mhm.
between the Microsoft players and the Steam players.
Yeah, if you buy the
Wait,
game,
who buys it on Microsoft though? Microsoft doesn't it? I thought the Microsoft Store locks you out of your graphics card. Doesn't it?
on certain games it
On certain
does,
games.
but
Okay.
for Call of Duty specifically, I think it is mostly unlocked. But what AJ's talking about is so Call of Duty Infinite Warfare came out, and in the multiplayer they have split the player base in half between if you bought it on the Windows Store, you're stuck with the people on the Windows Store. If you bought it on Steam, you can only play with the people on Steam, and no one buys Call of Duty on PC anyway, so now there's no one to play with at all.
I think
and-
max concurrent players on like day 2 was like 16,000
Yeah.
on the Steam charts.
And that's Call of Duty we're talking about. So basically they are an Xbox game, and that's pretty much it.
Yep.
And even like the Modern Warfare Remastered only had like 20,000 concurrent,
Mm-hmm.
which is small.
Yeah.
Considering Black Ops 3, I think had like 56,000.
I was gonna say this is a good reason to get Call of Duty on the Xbox, but it got released on the PlayStation 4, so don't get an Xbox.
I mean, I heard the campaign for it was actually really good.
Yeah, I've heard that
Like
too.
it's a complete different type of campaign than we're used to from a Call of Duty game.
Jon Snow is
Jon
in
Snow.
it.
Yeah, he's the bad guy.
Yeah.
Kevin Spacey was the bad guy a couple years ago. Now it's Jon Snow.
Yeah.
They keep getting actors.
I mean, good for them, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess.
Interesting.
I'm just now curious about what's Matt Mercer gonna do now? Because I like him as a voice actor. He did the voice acting for Jack Cooper.
Voice
in
acting's
Time
in a
Time.
weird space right now.
Yeah.
If we start talking about voice acting,
Yeah.
Well, you do know
Voice-
there's a
I know.
strike going on.
I am
right now.
very well educated in the entire strike that's happening,
Yeah.
and it's interesting, and I feel like they should get paid more depending on how the game does. But I also feel like
they
from a
need
business standpoint, if they do that though, then the salary of developers is going to have to influx depending on how well the game does too.
I completely agree with that. Like, there are developers that put in 80-hour work weeks in one go, and then voice actors who will come in and be like, well, I demand this. Like, that's not reasonable. What I think that should happen is we should have health regulations. Like, if we're doing really intense voice acting, give us a break.
Yeah.
Like, every 2 hours, every an hour, I need some time to drink some water, rest my voice for a minute, and then I can get back to it.
Because there are, I don't remember what role it is, but one voice actor was talking about how he had just scream a lot, and it was destroying his vocal cords.
I mean, just think about the Dragon Ball Z voice actors.
Oh yeah.
They will sit in a room and go fucking Super Saiyan and pass out. They will literally pass out from screaming. And it's hilarious but awful at the same time.
Yeah.
I'm taking that clip of Super Saiyan Paul. We're using that for something later.
Do you have a clip of me Super Saiyan?
Oh, it was right there. Okay, there you go.
Awesome. That's gonna be just right before the podcast.
Yeah, speaking of Dragon Ball Z Xenoverse 2 came out, and I'm hyped for that.
Like a month ago.
You know what? I saw. Yeah, it's a slow burn for me, I guess.
Yeah, apparently.
But
I was excited for it.
I'm gonna buy it on Black Friday.
Yeah?
I think that's gonna be Battlefield 1 and Xenoverse 2 are gonna be my Black Friday games.
You gonna buy it digitally?
I have a physical copy, so if you want to borrow it, you can use mine.
On what system?
PS4.
Okay.
Does that work?
Yeah, we can
Okay.
bring it into the GIMM lab.
Okay.
Because I
Play some Xenoverse 2.
I know it's gotten a lot of flack alongside Titanfall, where they didn't really change much of it.
I'm okay with that.
They just kind of improved on little parts of it, and essentially the story is the exact same. Because in the story of Xenoverse 1, you're a time traveler type, was it a time warden or whatever?
You're a Dragon Ball guy, and they're like, make a Dragon Ball guy and go punch some stuff. Really
No, you
hard.
make a
So you're Dragon Ball
Okay.
Z Doctor Who.
So here's what happens. You make a character. You can choose to be a Saiyan, a human, whatever the fuck Majin Buu is, that type
a
of.
Namekian.
Namekian.
No, that's
an
Piccolo.
Android.
That's Piccolo.
You can an android.
Piccolo's a Namekian.
You can choose any one of those.
I
make
swear
your
you guys are
character.
making this up.
No.
You don't like Dragon Ball Z?
I watched an episode of it once.
Okay.
Piccolo, the green guy.
Yeah,
the guy that looks like a
Piccolo's the
pickle.
green guy. So they all and your race will depend on your different stats. Like Namekians, they're not as strong as Saiyans, but they have a lot more health because Piccolo grows his arms back and stuff when they get cut off.
Blown off.
Yeah,
But Saiyans, have stronger key levels.
they're
and
the guys that
stuff.
go.
And then turn
like
their
Paul
hair
does.
yellow, then white, then blue,
Yeah.
like a fucking star. Because now in Xenoverse 2, you can go beyond Super Saiyan, 4?
Yeah, it's called
into,
Super Saiyan God.
Super
You get
Saiyan,
blue hair.
Super Saiyan SSGSS.
Yeah, stupid.
It's pretty fucking stupid.
Dragon Ball. Anime's dumb.
It's really
Do you watch
dumb,
anime, Amanda?
but it's
I
so
don't.
awesome.
You don't watch anime?
Nope.
What's your experience with anime so far?
I don't have a lot of experience.
You-
I've watched one episode
Of
what?
of Dragon Ball Z.
Well, what do you think of Dragon Ball Z? Where's the
Um,
one episode review from Amanda?
Wait,
I'm not a huge fan.
important question. Was it dubbed or subbed?
Oh, I have no idea.
Do you know
Was
what
there
that means?
subtitles or was it English voice acted?
I think there are subtitles.
Okay, so you watched true Japanese weeb status stuff.
Might have been one that was making fun of it.
Oh,
Oh yeah, you know what I've seen a lot of is Dragon Ball Z, the abridged version.
yeah.
That's probably what Amanda was talking about.
That's what I was talking about.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you've never watched Dragon Ball Z? Okay, that's fine.
Because you gotta truly experience a 10 episode long type thing where fucking Goku is charging up to be Super Saiyan 1.
Yeah, it's a whole important thing.
That doesn't sound very interesting. Just watching someone charge.
It's just him screaming. It is the most badass shit you could watch. Or when he's finally unleashing a Kamehameha, that shit is intense.
Yeah, and they redid the series. I don't know if you saw the remastered Dragon Ball Z series, but they like redrew everything from scratch from the first one, and that's definitely worth a watch. I highly recommend it. It's
there's
like
a new one. There's a new like actual Dragon Ball series out right now.
Yeah, they just started it, which is why like in Xenoverse 2 in particular, the Frieza race, they call it the Frieza race because the writer of the show hasn't named the race in the series yet, so the developers couldn't put a name on it, so they just call it the Frieza race.
They're basing it basically off the new series.
Yeah.
Is the new game. But what I was saying earlier, Xenoverse 1, you make a character and then you become like a Time Lord basically that has to correct all of like somebody stole a scroll that allowed them to travel through time and fuck up the Dragon Ball history like across the entire series of the show. They like fucked up all like the battles and stuff.
And then
so
Trunks
then you as the Time Lord and Trunks have to go and like correct each little thing in time. You have to make sure that all the battles are supposed to end the way that it's supposed to be.
That's actually a cool way to deal with the whole conflict of story.
But in Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, they do the exact same fucking story plot.
But now you do it's a little different. So
yeah, there's Beerus involved.
So you go back in time again, but instead of trying to refix everything, you're trying to make it better. So like you make you like improve the timeline, and so you like you.
But isn't that?
So now you're just the same thing as the villain of the first time?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're like the opposite of the villain. Where
you know what Dragon Ball Xenoverse 3 is going to be? You're going to be fixing all the bullshit that you did in Xenoverse 2.
These type of anime games are so interesting to me because critically they always do so bad critically, like the Dragon Ball and the Naruto games and the One Piece games and like even Sword Art Online, but they sell so well because of like these dedicated like fandom groups, and they're like the same thing every time. They just add more rosters and it's not balanced. It's horrible, but people are like, eat this stuff up, dude.
And the way that you like gain abilities in the game is literally just a percentage drop chance. Like if you want like the first Kamehameha, it's like a 50% drop chance from a mission that you have to go through. And then there's like, you know, you can get like the 1,000 point Chi Blast Kamehameha, which is like the improved version of it, and it's like a 10% drop chance. And like, it's just really fucking ridiculous how they do it. Like, there's no rhyme or reason to it. It's just luck.
For reference, I know Dragon Ball's really stupid, but I really like it.
If you want to go fucking weeb status here, I could talk about anime all day.
Okay.
I have watched the Pokemon Indigo League.
You've watched the Pokemon Indigo League?
Mm-hmm.
What one is that about?
It's basically just when he first gets his Pikachu, and then...
Oh, was it the first?
Yeah.
You mean the original series
the original
of Pokemon.
Series,
okay.
Yeah.
So you're pretty well versed in anime.
I remember once upon a time, Pokemon, they did a marathon where they did every episode of Pokemon they'd ever made, just in a row. And I think it was 3 days long just pure Pokemon. And so
today is the actual anniversary of the first Pokemon movie.
Oh, really?
The one where like Ash almost dies or something like that.
That was so sad.
And then Pikachu cries.
He cries on Ash.
And it's like
is the first movie the one with Mew and Mewtwo?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes. God, that fucking story was so sad.
Pokemon Sun and Moon are coming out soon, guys.
This is
Is
true.
anyone hyped for that? Who's buying that on 3DS?
Already pre-ordered on Amazon.
I heard like the 3DSs are going to be on sale for Black Friday as well.
Yes, they are. They're gonna the XL ones. They're going from like $250 down to like $100 flat.
Yeah.
So if you're in the like the competitive spirit for Black Friday,
you're
down to attack some kids or be like, hey, I'm going to Best Buy, Jason. Hold this in the back for me.
I
do that for people.
6'1". I don't need to fucking tackle kids. I can just reach over them.
So, speaking of Pokemon Sun and Moon, let's talk about the starters for a second. Are you familiar with the starters that are coming out?
Nope.
Okay, so there's a grass owl. He's an owl, but he's the grass type, and he evolves into more owls. And there's a cat, and he's a fire cat, and he's a Litten. Amanda is
it's
clearly...
gonna be lit, guys.
Oh gosh. And then there's like a seal, and he's like a water type. What's his name? Does he have a name?
Yeah, he does. Poplio.
Poplio.
I feel like Pablo.
What's the owl's name?
Wasn't there already a Pokemon that was like Poplio?
No.
I thought there was another one that sounded exactly like that.
This is from the Enemy Master Paul. Anyways.
In the moves.
No, I stopped playing Pokemon after Emerald, I want to say. I played Heart Gold after that, too.
I played Diamond. Diamond was the last one I was like legit tryhard for, and then that's when I
played
discovered...
Pearl, you're right.
Yeah, that's when I discovered Final Fantasy was a thing, and then I kind of left forever because I'm like, this is just significantly better.
Can I tell you guys something?
Go ahead.
Never played a Pokemon game outside of the original first Fire Red and I played it on a torrented version on my phone.
Okay.
And didn't beat it because
Okay.
I got bored.
So, for reference, growing up, Pokemon Silver, I believe, and Pokemon Gold were the two like most crazy moments of like my childhood that there is. Because so in the first Pokemon game, right, you go through all the gyms, you get all the badges from everyone with your little monsters, and then you go fight the Elite Four and you become the Pokemon Master, right? Your character's Red. You can name him whatever, but they know him as Red. And he becomes the Pokemon Master. And then in Silver and Heart Gold, which is the best, it is execution by the book on how a sequel needs to be made. So you like do the same exact thing, right? But you're in a different region. You go through all the gyms, you fight the Elite Four, and then the game is like, oh wait, we're not done yet. So, and then the map that you're looking at, it expands to the map from the first game, and you have to replay through all 7 gyms from the first game, fight the Elite Four, and then at the very end, you fight your character from the first game, and you go against Red, and he throws out his Pikachu, and you're like, that was my Pikachu last game. And you actually have...
Fucker.
Yeah, exactly. So he has his Charizard, and you're like, I'm playing against my own Charizard. And like you actually play against the character that you were in the first game. That is the best sequel ending hands down, and you become the Pokemon Master over both regions. And I thought that deserved a shout out. How insane that was when I was a little kid, and that just blew my mind. That was my JRPG anime rant this week.
I feel like there's going to be one more.
Well, Final Fantasy 15 isn't out yet. We'll get there.
I'm actually very excited for Final.
Tell us more about
FFX.
standing on other people's shoulders.
So I'm really excited for FF15, but like the most anticipated game I have that's coming out this next year is Persona 5. Persona 4 Golden.
Everyone's.
Yeah, Persona 4 Golden is one of my favorite games of all time. Like experience-wise, it's like up there with Undertale for like really emotional games, and it's one of the ones where Persona 5 is going to bring JRPGs back to a lot of people. Not everyone. It's not going to make it mainstream like Final Fantasy 7 did back in the day, but it's going to put JRPGs back on the map for people. FF15, I don't know about that. It could be really bad.
I mean, the demo for it was fun.
Yeah. I mean, I've heard good things, and I hope good things. But Persona 5 will be the one that brings back a traditional combat system, because it is turn-based.
Final Fantasy is not a traditional JRPG anymore.
Final Fantasy 15 is like Kingdom Hearts.
They've made it like Kingdom Hearts ARPG, like it's a JARPG.
Yeah. For those who are unaware, in Final Fantasy 15, it's like it's an active system, so like you actually, like if you hit a button, your character will attack, and you do all the fancy flips yourself, where traditionally Final Fantasy is more like Pokemon in a way.
It's like turn-based almost.
Exactly. Where like you'll watch your bar go up, and then when the bar gets to the maximum, your character can make a move, and different characters' bars goes at different speeds. So it is real time, but it's not. It's great.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm done with that.
I think the thing that'll make FFX V.
Sure.
FFXV, yeah.
15.
Well, that's the determinant of success for it is going to be whether or not how it runs on the PS4.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's been what they've been pushing for a lot.
Yep.
Because graphically, that game is fucking impressive.
I know.
On PC. And on some people's like large PCs, it still chugs.
Yeah.
And that was just a fraction of the game that they were playing on for the demo. So I don't know, maybe it hadn't been like very
well
optimized, but it's kind of scary just to think that's going to be on PS4 Pro, whatever you want to fucking call it now.
Well, PS4 Pro, let's cycle into that real quick in the news. There's some really shocking stuff coming out with it. So it's the $500 PS4, has better specs on the inside, it's supposed to make games run better. So the frame rate is actually being bogged down on the PS4 Pro right now. The Last of Us, the frame rate goes between 40 and 60 right now when all the action is getting really tense. So we're noticing, which is kind of odd, the Pro, it's attempting to push out more, but the frame rate is getting bogged down because the system really isn't powerful enough for what what the developers have updated. So like they updated Last of Us with an HDR patch, and the Pro can't handle that like it should be. So it's not running at a constant 60 frames. So games are actually running worse on the PS4 Pro than
because they're getting higher fidelity.
Because they're getting higher fidelity. So any of these that are getting updated actually aren't. The Pro isn't strong enough to keep up with the optimization of the developers, which is super interesting. Yeah, I don't know if you guys have heard anything about that. Anyways, Adrian, do we have any closing things before we move on to what we've been doing this week?
What'd you say? Sorry, I was coughing.
Do you have any closing things before we move on to what we've been doing?
Can we talk about the Lego Batman trailer?
Yeah, sure. What's Lego Batman, Paul?
Lego Batman
Was
is
one of the first Lego games that came out, and it was great.
But the movie is coming out, and I really like the concept that they're going for because it shows what Batman really is, which is a narcissist that runs around dressed up as a bat, terrorizing people.
A kid, basically.
Yeah.
I like how they
And-
can hide like adult innuendos.
Yeah.
In like kind of this
The Lego
little
movie.
kid verse, essentially.
Mhm.
So it really
Well,
is
I
a
mean,
film for all ages. That's why I'm
because,
excited
like,
for it.
Everybody's doing that nowadays, though.
Kids nowadays don't care about Legos.
Yeah.
It's our generation and the generations above us, that little age group that cares about Legos, and we're now at the age where it's just like dirty humor is what's fucking hilarious. And it's the same people that are creating the movies. They're the ones that grew up on Legos, and now they're going to throw in dirty jokes
Yep.
because
It's
no kids are going to watch
the 21
this.
Jump Street director, actually, which
Oh,
we talked about a couple
yeah.
weeks ago. He's going to do Lego Batman and then jump right onto the Han Solo film. So they're
So that's going to be great.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
in the Han
here.
Solo film, they described it as like we said last week, the buddy cop between Han and Childish Gambino, who is Lando.
Yeah. One thing I'm really excited with Lego Batman is that Will Arnett is playing Batman, and
Oh, he's such a great guy.
He's perfect for the role of this specific Batman.
You know, he also played it in the Lego movie.
He
did.
Yes.
Oh, so
I guess I
it's-
didn't
it's
see
the
that
same
movie.
kind of
That
guy.
was a great one.
It
And I
was a
don't
really
know
good
if
movie.
if this Batman's gonna top it.
I think it's in the same like universe and stuff. It's the
Wait,
same
is
Batman from
the Lego
original.
movie, the one with Everything is Awesome?
Yeah.
I haven't
Pratt,
seen that
Will
yet, and I
Ferrell.
really
You
need
haven't
to.
seen the
You
Lego
haven't seen the
movie.
Lego
Watch
movie?
Oh, wow.
Panic.
I
Panic.
this weekend, I
Forget
guess.
Pokemon and Dragon Ball Z. You haven't seen. Are you being serious?
No, I'm serious.
This is a great movie.
That's fine. I haven't seen Frozen.
Oh,
I seriously haven't seen
You
Frozen.
put an air horn track in here right now.
There already is one.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's fine. Okay, let's rotate to what we've been doing this week.
Let's start with
AJ
Amanda.
Oh, you want to start with Amanda?
Yeah.
I figured we'd go to her last because so that way she can kind of get a feel.
Save the best for last.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So what am I then?
First
Hey.
the worst.
Well, you said it out loud. Continue, AJ.
All right. I guess I've been playing a lot of Skyrim,
Okay.
remastered edition. I like the mod menu just because
On console or PC?
PC.
Okay.
I know it's it's the same thing that I could get normally if I were just to mod it myself, but like going through and downloading each individual mod and trying to install it correctly and making like a mod loader and shit like that, it's just a lot of hassle and most of the time it crashes.
And for those who haven't picked it up yet, keep in mind the console version still runs at 30 frames a second, so you're not getting that much of an upgrade. I'm just letting you know that.
But the load times are drastically shorter.
Yeah.
Because the load times for PS3 on Skyrim were like fucking atrocious,
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Terrible.
and now they're a lot better. So like,
And if you're on Xbox One and load times are still kind of tough, put a solid state hard drive in that thing, put Skyrim on it, and then that'll fix all your problems.
or this also works: dropping your Xbox in the bath. That'll solve all of your problems.
Buy a fucking PC.
Clearly, I know there's the reason we brought you on.
So if you do want a PC that can run Skyrim, also Black Friday, Best Buy is doing gaming PCs $500
You're
flat.
fucking chill.
Just letting you know. You can
Uh,
get a cyber powered PC with an RX 480 in it for $500.
And
Pretty solid deal.
Jason, what store can we go to buy it from you so you can up your stats?
Best Buy, tell them Jason Draper sent you. Continue.
even if
play
it's
out.
another state.
Oh wait, do you have any?
I was just gonna say Skyrim with the mod menu, it's a lot more easy because I've been able to download like all these different mods that I've never been able to try, and they work right out the gate.
Mhm.
I've only had a few crash to desktops.
Did you get them on the workshop?
I did it through on Fallout 4 how they had the mod menu built in.
Yeah.
They did that essentially, and it's
Okay.
just that.
Okay.
And it's just a lot of fun to do that. And I started a new game where I'm a thief, and I started in the Thieves Guild.
Mhm.
I didn't have to go through the whole jail
okay.
thing. It actually started me in the Thieves Guild, and was just yo, go steal some shit. And I was just oh shit, where am I? And then
Oh, so you did the one where your
start-
upbringing is different.
yeah.
Okay. I heard
And then
about
I traveled all the way across the map to go build my house in Falkreath. And now I'm building a house with multiple layers, like an onion.
Every time I play Skyrim, I
What
want to
about
play
cakes?
it differently.
Cakes have layers.
But like I always make the bow character every single time. Every time I play Skyrim, I do the bow
It's
character.
because it's broken.
Yeah.
It's the easiest thing to do.
You can break the AI so easily. I just find
Yeah,
that funny.
as
Like
long
you get
as
them
you-
stuck in between the rock and they're just like sprinting at you and you're just like,
Or even like when your sneak gets like above 75, all of a
Yeah.
sudden it's just like they could be like right in front of you and like, where is he? All of a sudden I'm just being pelted by arrows, but I don't see him. Where
Yeah.
is he?
From a story perspective, I always feel like a little like taken out of the experience though, because they're like, yeah, you're the dragon slayer person, and then I'm just like shooting little arrows at the dragon.
And then you're doing fetch quests like I need
Yeah.
you to go get me like 10 fire salts. Like,
Yeah.
okay, I just killed like 4 dragons attacking the city. You want me to go get that? Fine, fuck you.
I always find the mage's quest funny, being the thief character, because like I don't make multiple characters. I run through all the
Everything all at
storylines.
once, yeah.
So like I'll be running through like they'll be like, yeah, you're a master magician, and I'm just like shooting people in the fucking face. And it's like
My favorite is when you're sneaking and you shoot people and they've just got an arrow poking out of their eye and it's like, oh, must have been the wind.
My favorite ability with the archery was the I think it's like when your archery hits 100, you have the chance to paralyze on hit. So like I'd just be like walking around and I felt like, you know, getting down, sneaking, and then shooting someone. I'd shoot them and then just get like paralyzed and fall over out of nowhere and then be like, huh, what just happened?
I do feel like that mechanically they did make a better game. Like from Oblivion to Skyrim, if you were played as Archer in both, it is substantially different. Like by the time you get to the end of the tech tree, you can hold down left trigger to zoom in, and then also like if you hold it down and like you zoom in, like it goes in slow-mo, so you get like bullet time and stuff.
Like all
so,
of a
like,
sudden you feel like you're getting better.
Yeah, and like the shots get easier to land because like it slows everything down as you move on.
I think it also the higher it goes, the less variance on where your arrow travels.
Yep.
Because I know when you're initially starting, your arrow, if you're pointing in one direction, it could go 5 feet in another fucking direction.
Mm-hmm.
But as you get better, that
and the
variance
bow
decreases.
time starts out really bad too, but it gets a lot better.
Yep.
Yeah.
So they just did a lot of good stuff with that. So congrats, Bethesda. You had one good game in the past 5 years.
Yeah, Fallout 4 sucked. I was not a fan.
I was really hype. I was on the hype train for like months on end because that's how long it took for the game to come out. Months.
Yeah.
It was out.
I played Fallout Shelter. That was fun.
Yeah, we all did.
It does
And
not
then-
count.
It's not a game.
I've never played Fallout.
You've never played Fallout.
Uh,
Have you played Mass Effect?
No. This is the podcast of Paul telling everyone that he hasn't played
Paul.
anything.
I'm more
Well,
excited than
we're
anything
not
else.
Mad. We're just disappointed.
Well, what we can do though is we can get these amazing experiences and then make a YouTube series of what Paul does, and then just have the conversation with Paul like he's like brand new into it. It's almost like raising a child that's already like 20. So like it'll be great.
I resent that descriptor.
Be like, Paul, what's it like eating Lucky Charms for your first time? And we'll be crying. It's like, Dad,
I
I
won't
really
say that
want
I've never had
Charms.
Lucky Charms.
Okay,
No, I've actually had Lucky Charms before.
you have.
Just not consistently because it just wasn't a good cereal and my parents didn't want me
Okay,
having
no, fair enough.
Just
That was just an
breakfast.
example. Lucky
They're
Charms is the
magically
best.
delicious.
They're magically fattening.
I threw up Lucky Charms once, and I've never gone back.
That's what-
It's one of the most awful things.
I just
what I
imagine
did.
like 6-year-old Paul. His mom puts a bowl of Lucky Charms in front of him, and he goes, "This is too fattening." For me." He just pushes it to the side. He's like,
No.
I want those
I
Quaker's
was-
rice cakes.
I was a chubby little kid when I was like 6. Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Cleo, what have you done this week?
Okay. Oh god, it had to be this week. I played Sonic the Hedgehog. So, okay, here's the thing. I played a lot of different Sonic games when I was a kid. You know, I had like
What's the best one?
Well, I'll get to that.
Okay.
Because I had like the what was it, the Plus collection on PlayStation 2, right? And so it had all these games, and I played them. But I suck at video games, so I never got very far. I just keep playing them, and
So you
never
played
get
till you
very
got to
far.
the water level, and then you would drown every time.
Pretty much.
Okay.
So now that I'm an adult and, you know, still bad at video games, but I have I'm not competent, but I have the patience to sit through and keep trying now. I'm going back and trying to beat all of them, and I just beat the first one a few days ago.
Okay.
So that was
The whole thing?
That was great. Yeah.
Question for you, Cleo.
Yeah.
What was that Sonic game? It was like in a 3D space where Eggman like captured some people, and you could choose between like the couple different teams of.
Sonic Heroes.
Yep.
Oh.
That was actually a really good one.
I really
enjoyed
liked
it.
Sonic Heroes. I
Enjoyed it a
mean,
lot.
I need to go back and play it again.
It was one of the
sometime.
better 3D Sonics.
Yeah.
Actually.
I
I
want to
would
have a
agree.
modern day review of Cleo playing Sonic Heroes and realizing how like not good it really was.
I mean, there was a video of like Nerdcube going back and playing
Really?
that, and he actually really enjoyed it.
Interesting.
He got to the casino level where things start turning into like pinball machines and
That
shit.
is my favorite. I love that
The level
level.
design on it is actually really well
Yeah.
well done.
I never liked how Sonic did water levels in particular. Like water levels in video games are always notoriously bad, but
Yeah.
I feel like Sonic never does them well because it slows him down and the gravity of the character just gets super dumb in water.
It just gets fucked up.
I played through most Sonic games. That's the thing, and I've enjoyed some. I just give Clay a lot of shit. Like Sonic Rush on the DS, I think is like a legitimately like hidden gem, really good one. It's one where Blaze the Cat is first introduced. By the way, these are dumb character names. Sonic is just
Sonic the Hedgehog, Tails the Fox,
Fox.
Tails
Knuckles.
No,
The
Knuckles.
What's Knuckles? He's
Knuckles
He's an
the
echidna.
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 Oh, he is? I just assumed he was a hedgehog because
No,
he looks
he's
just
not.
like Sonic.
he's an
No.
echidna.
Nope.
Shadow's a hedgehog, though.
Yeah.
He's
Here's Silver the Hedgehog, which no one gives a fuck about.
Silver's a cunt.
Shadow's the edgy hedgehog. He
Yeah.
shoots people sometimes and says, "Damn,
Yeah.
Oh,
that's edgy."
No, I have
PG.
I have to give credit to Silver. At least his parts in Sonic 06 were like the only fun parts. I mean, Shadow the Hedgehog is pretty much just
Okay.
almost exactly Sonic
Did
the
you just
Hedgehog.
say that Sonic 06 had fun parts?
I mean, as fun
That
as
game
it can
was
get.
trash.
As fun as it can get. Like, you
That
enjoy
game-
it, and then it gets to the next part, and you quit.
The physics, the gravity, the way that everything moves in that game is broke.
Had an
Yeah.
okay soundtrack. That's all that needs to be said. Sonic Kissed a Human. It endorses.
Awful fan fiction.
Yep.
That's all. I have.
So yeah, there's a princess and Sonic's a hedgehog and he's an animal and
So-
he kisses the princess at the end and I'm like, that's a human and that's an animal.
It turns out, I mean, this is no excuse for it, but it turns out that Sonic 06 was originally going to be a completely separate project with human characters, and then they were like, "Fuck this! It's the new generation. We've got to have a new Sonic game," and they're like, "Slap Sonic into it," and it was just.
They just
A bad
entered
idea.
the 3D models. of
Yeah.
Sonic.
I mean, they changed some stuff, but
Sonic
it was-
kissed a human lady.
Yeah.
He is a hedgehog.
Mhm. It was,
That's
it
all
was
that
awful.
Jason's got up on. All right, Paul.
You
what
don't
have
kiss
been-
hedgehogs on the reg?
On the reg. What have you been doing?
Not the way that Sonic kissed that lady.
Was her tongue?
Well, she kissed him, to be fair.
Yeah, he was like dead or something, right?
Yeah.
He like dies at the end and she kisses him.
Honestly,
It's
I
all
never played that much of it. I've just seen videos of
Which
people
is scary
criticizing
because the hedgehog that means was not okay with it. She instigated it, not him.
sexual assault.
Not sexual, that's bestiality 101.
That's
well, it's both.
Bestial assault.
Yeah.
Paul, what have you been playing this week?
Anyways, I have been playing. Actually, I've been playing a lot of Downwell. I'll get into that. I'll get to Blue City, but I'm saving the best for last. I was playing Downwell, and I actually beat the game of
What's
Downwell.
Downwell? I don't know what that is.
So Downwell is a mobile. I think it's mobile only.
No, it's a PC as
That's
well.
PC too. Yeah, it would fit to PC easily because it's just
a-
3 buttons. It's left, right, and jump. And
Well, shoot. There is no jump, essentially. There is.
no, you jump if you're on the ground. You shoot if you're in the
Okay,
air.
so what is it, the game?
So basically, the game
You go down a
chronicles a guy falling down a well, inhabited by monsters, so that he can. Spoiler alert! This is what happens when you beat the boss. You save a kitten.
Oh.
So
Oh.
yeah, amazing.
Oh, Downwell. I have played that game. It's on PS Vita. That's where I played it.
Yep.
Oh, I really liked it.
It's like it's pixel roguelike, kind of difficult.
Yeah, graphics.
It's
Combo.
so difficult.
It's a combo type based game where you have to get combos after combo after combo. You get different types of weapons.
That's one that looks kind of like Metroid, right? And you just keep falling.
Yep, you just keep falling all the way down.
Okay.
yeah, and it's really fun.
Yeah, it kind of took that like mechanic from Metroid where you fall down into the different sections, and then it made a whole game based off of just that. So it's like nostalgia, but also very arcadey. Super
Yeah.
interesting.
And I've never played Metroid, so
Okay, you've never played Metroid?
no.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Have you played any Metroid like Castlevania?
No, I've never played that, but I have played Rogue Legacy.
You have, which was
So you played
inspired,
a Metroidvania game.
which
Yeah.
was inspired by a Metroid.
Have you played Guacamelee?
I have it. I've like opened it up and just been like, oh,
That's
I
okay.
like this.
That's okay. I'm just curious if you put
Yeah.
Metroidvania again.
So, anyways, the true highlight of my week, I've been playing Bloons Tower Defense again, and the reason I've been playing is because a couple podcasts ago, I want to say it was 4 or 3 or something.
It was episode 4.
The Unspoken episode.
Yeah, there were merits to it. Anyways, continue.
So somebody was talking about playing Bloons Tower Defense, and I remembered that I had actually bought Bloons Tower Defense for 10 cents on the Microsoft Store.
I give you a
So
little bit of shit for it.
I'm okay with. Do you want a dime?
For
I have
10
a dime
cents?
in my pocket.
For 10 cents, I'd buy it too.
I wonder, like, so does just out of curiosity, I don't know how far you got in your experience, but when you get to a certain point in Balloons, every single time, there's too much going on the screen, so the frame rate always dies by the end. By the end of the game, you get to that notorious spot where you have a million super monkeys and there are hot air balloons coming through. On endless mode, yes.
Are you basing this off of like browser-based balloons?
No, even on my phone, my Galaxy. So,
Well,
by the end of it,
did you not go to that fucking VR origami thing that we just went to earlier?
Yeah, it's bad. It's worse
There's
on a
zero
phone.
processing power on these fucking things.
that's why I'm asking this question. Does it bog down on PC after a while? Is that an engine thing, or is it based on the platform you're playing on? That's what I want to know.
There was literally one time, and I don't know what it was, but it like I was playing on the map where basically the balloons go around a loop 3 times and then go away, and like this was not the most balloons that had been on the screen, but for some reason on that map there was a lot of balloons, and it just basically crashed the game. I was at like less than 1 frame a second. It was like
So did the game crash, or was the frame rate just low?
the frame rate was low, and
Okay.
Did it fix after a while?
I don't remember if I closed out of it and reopened. I think I closed out of it and reopened it.
Okay.
And then everything was fine. After.
Yeah,
But that sounds like it could
And-
just be a flash error.
but I think that was
Well,
that-
the game's not made. The game's not a flash.
The new ones aren't, yeah.
Yeah,
But
he's
that-
talking about TD5.
Oh.
and that specific time, there's less balloons on the screen than other times that I've done it. So it had something to do with the map, I think.
Okay.
Or how I'd arranged my
So if you have a good
monkeys.
processor, Balloons Tower Defense legitimately does run better.
Legitimately, you could.
That
run
answers
it,
my question.
You could run it off of one of those $100 computers that you're selling, probably.
Yeah. But the
You
frame rate
definitely
would be
could.
just like my Galaxy after a while.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And those are the games I've been playing. I've been reading. I've reread
Oh, talk to us about Gotham Academy.
Gotham Academy. If you haven't heard, it's a neat little comic book. It's actually the only comic book that I've ever bought. Once upon a time, when I was really young, my parents got me a couple Amazing Spider-Man issues, and I was just never a comic.
Okay. But you bought a
person.
comic book.
But Gotham Academy. I've liked it, and
What's it about?
it's about an academy
Okay.
in Gotham.
So Batman.
Batman shows up.
universe. Okay.
Well, Bruce Wayne shows up.
Okay.
Spoiler alert: Bruce Wayne's Batman.
No!
Paul!
God damn it, Paul.
Yeah.
You ruin everything.
So, anyways, Bruce Wayne shows up. Damian Wayne, which is a version of Robin.
Mm.
A version. There's many versions.
Just
Yeah,
say Robin
so-
for
so
now,
actually
without
this-
going into it.
See, so this book actually takes place in the current comic storyline. So basically, I ended up having to do background research on what was happening.
Okay.
Because there's some kind of crazy Robin war where everyone is Robin now. Basically, just everyone's Robin. And, It's,
What you said right there is why I don't read comic books for reference, but continue.
Yeah. I mean, so with Gotham Academy, that was the one thing that I was like, what is going on? And so I had to kind of...
What is going on here?
Yeah, what's going on here? No, it even had like a little note in it that said, look up We Are Robin, Volume 1 for...
Whoa, that's weird.
Yeah. But that was the only time that I was like, wow. Like this...
So the story is not about Bruce Wayne. Who's it about?
It has nothing to do with Bruce Wayne. It's about Olive Silverlock, Mia Mitsuguchi. I'm mispronouncing these names. But
in your head, that's who they are.
that's how I read them. I read in a
Okay.
Miss Mitsuguchi.
Okay.
Yeah. And anyways, it's those are the main characters, and then it follows just a group of people going around an academy and dealing with werewolves and vampires and
And it's in the Batman
mysteries.
universe.
Yes. And
Okay.
Killer Croc is in it. Yeah.
and werewolves.
But it's never really impeded by the fact that there's just an entire universe around it. Like, you're never like, man, Batman should have been there, because the only time that happens, Batman is there. Oh, Batman does show up as Batman. He does once.
Cool.
Yeah.
Amanda, what have you been up to?
Well, I haven't had a lot of times to play games,
We've
but
been
It
playing
doesn't have to be
games.
games.
we've been
just what
playing
you've
board
up to.
games, so we'll talk about that too. But I did get a chance to play the demo of Pokemon Sun and Moon.
Okay.
Ooh.
So that's been fun.
Do you pick a starter in the demo?
Actually, you're given Greninja,
Okay.
and they say that it's the one that was Ash's in Pokemon X and Y.
Okay.
Fun fact.
What's the difference between a regular Greninja and this Greninja?
I don't know. That's just what they were saying. So
Okay.
I rolled with it.
Okay.
And basically you just get to battle some Pokemon. You know. See
Wait,
the
doesn't this
land.
Greninja have a special move in the demo?
I don't know. I think it has Battle Bond, which is the.
What does that do?
It allows it to transform into Ash Greninja.
Okay.
Yep.
And after it transforms, then what?
I'm not sure.
How
didn't
far
give
did you
us-
get into this demo?
Not that far, but it's a short demo. Okay.
Okay.
They don't give us
But
a lot.
did you finish it to complete?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna explain it.
Okay.
So you go and they give you this Pokemon Pokedex Rotom, and it's a different Pokedex,
Okay.
and so usually it's just the normal one, but this one does more, and so like they make you take pictures of these Pokemon,
Okay.
and we don't have a lot of detail.
Is it like
what
Pokemon
means.
Snap?
So you have to take.
I haven't played that before.
So-
that game was great.
So you have to take pictures of Pokemon as well as index them in your Pokédex, or you can
It's a
anyways.
separate Pokedex.
Okay.
It's a new one because it's like based off of this electric Pokemon and this ghost Pokemon, and it has like these special abilities. But we don't know what.
Will
it
this
is yet.
Pokédex be in the regular game?
What's in Sun and Moon, but it's not in the previous games.
Okay. Well, but so you in Sun and Moon you will have to take pictures of Pokemon basically.
Something to that effect.
That's something new that I don't think they've ever actually capitalized on, is like, you have people going out and exploring and capturing these different types of Pokemon. What if there's new Pokemon that have never been like documented? They could do something like
That's
that where
true.
all of a sudden you turn into like a Safari Explorer and you have to like capture pictures and then you upload them like No Man's Sky.
Yeah.
Game of the year. But I mean, like that. This next Pokemon's interesting because they're not doing gyms anymore. Like, do you know how they're kind of functioning? Like the
You can
whole.
talk about it.
Do you know how it works though?
No.
So instead of going to 7 gyms, there are 4 islands, right? And they're doing kind of like what Warcraft Legion did, where you pick a section to start with. You get to pick your starting zone, basically.
Mhm.
And then you go there, you run through all the challenges, is what they call them. And you run through all 7 island challenges. And it's
Is there 7 per island or 7 overall?
No idea. Absolutely no idea. But they're islands, and you pick a different one, and you get all the challenges done, and then you get to do something. I'm assuming there's going to be Island Elite 4 at the end or something. I don't know.
There are this new Z power, and you have to have a Z ring and a Z crystal, and when you put them together, you can perform special moves. Like at the end of the game,
Okay.
you have Pikachu, and he gets to perform Giga Havoc,
Okay.
and so it's just like a super powerful move that you can only use once per, like,
Once for battle?
yeah.
Okay.
So that's kind of like the new addition, I guess.
But the trainer has to be wearing something too.
Yeah.
Isn't there something interesting with Sun and Moon where like it actually tracks the internal clock of
Yes,
your
Moon
device?
is 12 hours like
Of
ahead.
night.
So if you're playing at
Yeah.
night, it's gonna be morning.
Yeah, and that actually like affects like the spawns and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Because you'll see different
Yep.
animals and stuff like that.
Okay. Animals.
Pokemon.
I also I thought it also had something to do with like the abilities that they could use as well. Like only certain
maybe.
Pokemon can use like specific abilities at night or day, depending on where you are.
Maybe
Okay.
specific ones, but I mean, you said that your Pikachu could do that. Thing is, no one's gonna get Pikachu because the new Raichu is kind of the way to go. I
Yeah.
don't know if you guys have seen it, but they actually have different versions of the old Pokemon. They're like
Mhm.
Island Raichu and Island Execute. Like Execute, instead
Oh,
of being
yeah,
like
they
a fat thing,
changed.
it has like
It's got
like
a palm tree.
it's the size of
basically.
a huge tree, and you're like, oh, Execute, and then it's Palm Tree Execute, and Raichu looks really way cooler than Pikachu does.
Yeah, like Vulpix and Ninetales, they used to be fire and now they're ice.
What?
Yep.
Yeah, they changed.
They completely
a
changed all
bunch
the
of them.
elemental
Mhm.
attributes.
Sometimes I wonder if Pokemon's running out of ideas.
Oh, they are.
Yeah, probably. I mean, it basically is like the same exact thing, but at the same time, it's
Yeah, they have like a
But it's
little
more
Yeah.
Pokemon.
little
Yeah.
dark Meowth, but Raichu looks really cute, and his tail is like a little surfboard. It's great. Yeah.
Is Pokemon
Yep.
Go still a thing, or did that die?
Pokemon what?
It's
Pokemon
dead.
Go.
It's dead.
They're
They're
like-
adding 100 new
Over a day.
Pokemon.
I was in
Yeah.
Nampa yesterday at the Flying M, and
What are you
they're
doing in Nampa?
long story.
Text me next time because I live in Nampa.
Okay, I will, legitimately. So I was at the Flying M down in Nampa, and there are a bunch of people still hanging out with the little phone packs playing
Yep.
Pokemon Go out there, and I'm like, people still do that.
Well, it's because it's
dedication.
Nampa.
A lot of people like.
What else
I
are you
know,
gonna do there?
I know, for example, like my boss will play Pokemon Go while he walks his dogs, just because it gives him something to distract himself while he does like the hour-long walk that he does with his
And
dogs.
they're still supporting it. I'm
Yep.
sure the Pokestops aren't as crazy, but I mean that came and went, and then
Yeah.
it was in social media for a little bit. And let's get out of this conversation now. Social
Yeah.
media, social
Jason,
media's
what
dope.
have you been up to?
Not a lot of gaming this week, surprisingly. I've been
No, not really surprisingly. You never seem to be gaming very
Oh,
much.
okay, fair enough. But I've been busy. But I got into Diablo. I put about 6 hours into Diablo this week instead of World of Final Fantasy.
Started a new character?
Yes, I started a new character for season 8. I did hardcore, so
When did season 8 launch?
it was a while back. So
Okay.
we're like a month in, so
Okay.
it's kind of a late start for
Okay.
season 8. This is not me being like,
was
oh,
gonna
we're
say-
starting new.
I was gonna say
Diablo."
like I'd join if it's the start of a new season,
Yeah.
but I don't really know if I can.
We'll get you on next season for sure. But
Yeah.
so hardcore characters, you basically play as this Diablo character, and when you die, your character deletes. So if you die once, it's over basically. And what people do with Diablo seasons is when there's a new season, you roll a new hardcore character. You pick one of the classes. They have a monk, crusader,
Monk, berserker, monk, barbarian,
Witch
Templar, witch doctor, demon hunter, and wizard.
soon to be necromancer, sort of. Yeah, basically when you die, your character deletes itself. They're like, hey, just so you know, customer support will not restore your character even if you lag. So you better get internet connection. But I've been playing hardcore, which is really cool. It's an interesting co-op experience, and that's for gaming. Honestly, that's kind of it. I played this weird game on Steam called Insurgency. I don't know. if you've heard
Oh,
of
I
that.
played that. Yeah, isn't it a shooter?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like a shooter
It's a,
made
like,
in the Source
hyper-realistic
engine.
We should play together.
And it's like a realistic army
I
thing.
think that one's
Yeah.
actually on Mac. We could play that.
I'm down.
I have an extra copy of it.
It's a lot of
I
fun.
bought a
actually, when you get
4-pack
a
and
lot of
I have
people.
one more left.
Why would you buy a 4? Oh,
Because it
'Cause
was
it's
on
cheap.
sale and I wanted to play with my friends that I've been playing Diablo with. And I'm like, alright guys, let's play this game called Insurgency. And it's like a realistic kind of shooter made in the Source engine. I find it kind of interesting. The survival mode is really fun because you like run from point A to point B. You're these
Killing NPCs and
yeah,
shit.
you're a terrorist guy, and you're like, I'm a terrorist, and there's an army team, and
And you can adjust the difficulty to be like extremely balls to the wall
Yeah.
difficult, and it's actually a lot of fun.
well, there's some funny moments because like you play in like the super tactical mode for PvP, and it's kind of like Battlefield. It's 32 versus 32, so there's a crap ton of people on this map, but you only get one life. So when you die, you're dead. So you're like slowly crawling through the bushes or whatever, and like there'll be like a grenade on your feet. You're like, grenade! And then like half the people will run, and then half your friends are dead, and they're just watching you from respawn heaven, and it's it has the
the
reason
fucking
why.
concept in a game.
Yeah, I like
just
those-
a little box that sits above the arena.
I like those kind of games because they give you really good like fun moments. Like me and my buddies that I roll with on Steam, we have this thing where we buy really bad games and then play them co-op, and we get a lot of fun out of it. So I've dabbled in really bad games just for fun. Shout out to Sonic the Hedgehog. But it's
It's okay, bro. It's
It
okay.
doesn't- I'm so used to it by now. It's whatever.
it's still not fact in your brain yet.
Paul, what's the time mark?
Well, we are 58 minutes in.
Okay, wow, we covered time today.
We even get to
All
talk
right.
about board games.
Yep, we're gonna have to do board game corner next time Amanda's on.
I'm so sorry, Amanda. All right, well, we do
You
gotta
lasted.
get going, guys. Thank you for tuning in this week, and we will see you again later.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
Air horn.
We're cutting out the bias.